Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Defining Discipline podcast. I'm your host, Scott. Defining discipline is a lifestyle, a mentality, and a brand. And within this podcast, we're going to focus on self-improvement as you follow along with me on my journey. We will also hear from special guests of all walks of life on this podcast and their remarkable journeys that led them to where they are today. Today is day 52 in my journey. At the beginning of the year, I challenged myself to run 365 days out of the year and to run 1,250 miles. Last year in 2020 was my first year full running. I was able to run 1,000 miles and run an unofficially timed marathon at 5 hours and 30 minutes. So this year is a little bit of a step up by running every single day and adding an extra 250 miles to that. I'm hoping I can surpass that and get, maybe 1,500, maybe even possibly 2,000 miles this year. But I didn't want to set a goal too high. I wanted to try to keep it reasonable, especially running every single day of the year this year. I also signed up for my first ever 50K in June, and I'm hoping to run that within the time I ran my first unofficial marathon. 50K is a little bit longer than the marathon. It's 31 miles, and I would like to try to run that, like I said, within 5 hours and 30 minutes. I'm also running the Detroit Free Press Marathon this year. It's an international marathon where we start in Detroit, run over to Windsor in Canada, and then run back into Detroit and finish in Detroit. I'm really looking forward to that, and I'm hoping to try to get right around a 4-hour marathon and try to shave an hour and a half off my unofficial marathon from 2020. But that being said, for running 365 days out of the year, today was day 52. It was still cold, snowy day, and it's February here in Michigan, so it wasn't too grand out there. But the sun was shining. It was a beautiful day like the last 2 days. I can't complain. I got 6.7 in today, and let's kind of go over that, I guess. So I'm going to go over what my year mileage is, my monthly mileage, and my weekly mileage, break them down each one by one. You guys already know my goal for the year is 1,250. I broke 200 with this last run, so I'm at 206.5, and that leaves me 1,043.4 miles left to go for the year to hit that yearly goal. For the month, that is, at the beginning of the year, I realized I'd have to hit my yearly goal by running at least 100 miles per month on average to hit that. So I decided that every month I would do a charity in honor of the 100-mile challenge for each month that I'd be doing. Last month in January, we raised $380 for the American Cancer Society. For the month of February, which we're currently in right now, I'm doing a fundraiser for the Detroit Black Community Food Security Network. And what they do is they work to build self-reliance and food security in justice in Detroit's Black community. And they do that by influencing public policy, engaging in urban agriculture, promoting healthy eating, encouraging cooperative buying, and directing youth towards careers in food-related fields. February being Black History Month, I thought this fundraiser would be perfect. It helps the Black community. It's local in Detroit, which is where I'm from. So I'd like to help out something that's kind of local as well. And this podcast being a podcast about trying to have a healthy lifestyle, not just physically and mentally, but to have a healthy diet, try to exercise more. I thought this would be a good fundraiser to raise some money for. That being said, you can find the fundraiser on my personal Facebook page. I post it to my stories. You can just click the donate button and donate. All donations go directly to the fundraiser, into the charity. Nothing goes to Facebook. Nothing goes to me. So it's something that's really cool that they get every percentage of the donations. So if you guys can, please donate to February's cause. I understand if you can't because times are tough right now. But if you can't, that's fine. But at least share it so other people may be able to see it, and you might be able to raise some money for this cause. Other than that, though, so like I said, for that, I'm doing the 100-mile challenge for each month. That being said, like I was just talking about, I actually broke 100 miles with this run today. I'm at 100.1 miles for the month of February. So that 100-mile challenge is done. I'll probably end right around 133, 134, 135 for the month. And I know that because now we'll go into the week. I challenged myself on February 2nd to do the God Bod Challenge, which is a challenge I made up, and it is to run 33 miles per week while doing 33 push-ups and 33 sit-ups every single day for 33 days straight. The running would be 35 days because it equal out to 5 weeks. You can't get 33 within 5 weeks or 4 weeks. So we're doing 33 days straight, 5 weeks of running, 33 days straight of push-ups and sit-ups. Today is day 20 of push-ups and sit-ups. I have yet to do them. I'm going to do them right after this episode on the floor next to me here. I'm going to add it to the end of this episode. If you are watching the episode, you can visualize them at the end of the episode. If you're just listening along onto one of the podcast platforms, you will not hear the moaning and the groaning of me doing the push-ups and sit-ups. So if you want to see that or hear it or follow along, you will have to go back and watch the YouTube video. But that being said, today is Sunday, and I pumped out the 6.7 run to end this week off, and that put me at 33.1 miles for the week. So my third weekend of this challenge, got 33 miles for 3 weeks straight. I've done push-ups and sit-ups every single day, 33 of them. This is day 20 of that. So after today, I will have 13 more days of doing push-ups and sit-ups. No big deal. It was really challenging at first, but it's kind of getting a little bit easier day by day. But yeah, I just wanted to give you guys that update on the week. So you guys got my year update, my month update, and my weekly update. Clearly you got my daily update, so let's kind of kick right into today's episode. Today is day 52. I didn't have anything really planned out for today's episode, so I wanted to talk today about something that I was thinking about when I was on my run today. And I'm going to put a little twist on it as well. So this is going to be just kind of off the cuff. There's nothing written or no ideas behind it. This is going to be just, right off rip of how I feel, and kind of not necessarily how I feel, but, my feelings on the subject and how I'm going to try to relate it to everything. So episode 52, sorry to get to that. Episode 52 is, the theme for today is going to be pace. Being a runner, especially now that I've just started running, pace is something that you really take into account. We all have our own pace, and it's not necessarily just in running, just in general. Everything we do, we have our pace of doing it at. And you would think offhand that, everyone would be always trying to increase their pace and speed things up, but that's not always the case, depending on what the situation is. Some people like to take their time doing things and slow things down and not try to become more efficient at it, but become less efficient by taking up more time doing one project or whatever the case may be. But I want to talk about pace because it's something that I've been working at, and in order to hit some of my goals, especially on these races of hitting these times, I got to work on a certain pace and keep that pace for a sustained amount of time, or vice versa, start at a really fast pace and then slow the pace down throughout, or whatever the case is, and get an average pace of what I need in order to hit my goal times. And pace is something that, when you're in the groove, it's kind of hard to do, especially if you're going too fast. Me challenging myself to run 365 days out of the year this year, and to do, on top of that, put in so many miles, and on top of that, hit these certain races, and this only being my second year running, and I'm 32 years old. And I just started, I started really late in my life, and I'm putting all these miles on my body and just beating it up and all this stuff. Like, I have to pay attention to my pace, not necessarily just my speed of pace of, how fast I'm going on some of these runs, but necessarily just the pace of how many miles I'm going to put in per week, or how many miles or how, intense each workout is going to be. I got to pace myself in order to hit all my goals this year. I can't rush it. I can't go too slow. For instance, last year in 2020, I was on a good pace of hitting all my goals. I was able to hit my goals too. I want to mention that I did hit them, but in early August, some things happened that were personal. My dog started getting sick, and some things were happening, and I was dealing with DTE with some issues, and just all these things were kind of happening at once, and I was just so stressed out where I fell off of my training and my pacing of trying to hit my yearly goal. I fell way behind. I had a marathon, the unofficially timed marathon that was coming up, and I just quit running for basically a full month. Like maybe 1 week I would run maybe once that week and put out a decent run, but it wasn't like I was actually in the zone like I was throughout the whole entire year trying to get ready for the marathon and just get ready just to continue to hit my 1,000-mile mark for 2020. So when the marathon came last year, I was so unprepared. My body broke down quicker. I was super sore because of it. I just wasn't ready for it. My time was a lot slower than I wanted it to be. And then on top of that, after I finished the marathon, I was so far behind of hitting my yearly goal. I think I was like 300 miles. It was October. No, I guess it was more than 300, 350 maybe miles, I think, in October that I had left in order to hit 1,000 miles. And it's like the middle of October, and I had to pump out. I think I pumped out enough so when November hit, the beginning of November, I had to get 250 miles between November and January 1st, and I just went, I went all ham, doing 33 miles per week, which I did earlier in the year, and it wasn't too bad, but going from like 0 to 33 miles per week, even after the marathon, it was too much, and I rushed it, and I was able to get everything done, and then I hit it, and then continued into this year where I've been running every single day, and my body feels great. But the thing is I let that get behind me where I had to play catch up. And the whole point of this is try to keep your pace and to keep my pace and keep on pace so I don't fall behind and have to play catch up, or I don't go too far ahead and then break down and then rest because I've put too much effort into the beginning. The whole thing is to try to find the perfect pace to keep going for the most sustainable amount of time. And like I was saying, this is not just about running necessarily. It's about in any endeavor that you put yourself in or anything that you go through in life. You put yourself on a certain pace of going in that direction or following that way. And you can always put too much time and go too fast into a situation. You can not go fast enough and go way too slow and watch it pass you by. Or you can go put the right amount of time, right amount of effort, and right amount of energy into it and have that perfect pace of you accomplishing what you're trying to get done, that everything just works out perfect on time and just how you planned. That also being said, I know not everything works out how you plan it. Example was me even just talking about August and everything kind of coming crashing down and changing my plans in the middle of things where I had to work around it, and I almost fell into a rut where I didn't come out. And I honestly want to thank my buddy Joe. I don't know if he watches the podcast or not, follows along, but I've been running with him here and there. He's the one that ran with me in my first unofficial marathon. If it wasn't for him and us making the deal to run that marathon together on that certain day after the official one got canceled, if it wasn't for me making that promise and me wanting to follow through with being there for him, I don't know if I would have, after what happened, it wasn't nothing crazy, but it was some serious stuff. My dog passed, and I had some stuff going on with DTE. I had people trying to break into the house next to me, and I just going through so much stress that I fell off of running, and I kind of fell off of caring about running, and then I started to dread having to go out there and get back into running. like, you know, people may think that I love to run, but no, every day, single day, it's a battle of trying to get out there to get the miles in, especially now that I've told myself to do it every day. Every day, it's like, come on, just get out there and do it. You know, it's not like I'm wake up and this is the first thing I look forward to. It's not like that. So when that stuff hit me, it really threw me off of my pace, and I understand that things like I said, they don't always work out to how you've planned it. But if you've planned it good enough and have it down, you won't get so far behind. You know, again, the example with me, as I planned it so well enough that I was so on pace. I was, you know, a little bit ahead of pace throughout the summer, that when that hit, I fell behind, but I didn't fall too far behind, and I was able to pick myself back up in enough time to be able to run that marathon and to be able to finish out the year and hit my mileage. And to continue into this year, and, you know, so far everything's been great this year. I'm on a good pace of trying to hit my yearly goal and trying to not wear myself out too early within the year, especially with these big races coming up. So my pacing for this year has been great. My pace for my pace on everyday runs has been pretty decent. I can't complain too much, especially these last few runs. I think today's run, the pace was 9 something. You know, it's not the fastest out there, but again, I'm running through feet, some parts, just feet of snow, where I'm just trying to fight to get through the snow. And if it's not feet of snow, it's like snow that's been trampled on, it's iced over, everything's super uneven. I'm almost rolling my ankles on every single step. So I got to take it a little bit easier through those spots, even though I've been trying to rush through them. So it's all about pacing and trying to figure out that perfect pace for your life and for the situations that you are in. I know myself, I'm trying to pick up my pace in my life outside of running, and I'm trying to pick up my pace within my life, just in running in general. I would like to get to a good, I got these big races coming up, and I don't ever really think of the small 5Ks and 1 miles and all this stuff, but it's like I also want to pick up my pace on those and be able to have not necessarily like the best or fastest time in the world, but a good, reasonable, reputable time, because I did start late. I'm not some super fast runner. I'm just out there putting in the miles and just trying to get it done. So I would like to pick up, I would like to get a faster pace, especially for shorter races, and even longer races. I would like to pick up my pace. But yet again, I want to make sure that I stay on pace so I don't overdo it or I don't underdo it. I don't fall behind and I don't overdo it and strain myself and injure myself. So I don't want to take my pace too fast, and I don't want to slow my pace down too much. I want to stay on that perfect path and that perfect pace. So that being said, guys, today was episode 52, day 52 of my journey. I will work on getting some guests on here really soon and getting all of the things together. I got some other plans that are coming together in the background. That is, not just guests, but other things that I'm trying to get rolling with this. So be patient. But for today, episode 52, I'm going to leave you with your daily discipline, and that is to find your pace and keep at it. Whatever it is you are doing in your life, figure out at what pace you should be doing it in order to not fall behind, but not to rush it either and lose, to touch back to yesterday's or 2 days ago, episode 50's podcast. You don't want to rush it too fast where you lose the quality, and you don't want to go too slow where you don't, you fall behind. So you want to find that perfect pace for whatever it is you are trying to accomplish in your life, and get on that pace and stay on it, follow it. If you start to fall behind a little bit, pick it up. If you start to go a little bit too fast, slow it down a little bit. Just find that perfect pace for whatever it is you are trying to do. If it's running, get it down. If it's just organizing your life, figure it out, okay? Get that pace down and stay at it, and just start working and start grinding and get it hammered down so it's just second nature. Other than that, guys, though, thank you so much. It's been 52 days, 52 episodes. It's been a journey. Like I said, every day has been, some days are harder than the others, but it's been fun. It's been worth it. I'm so grateful and glad that I've decided to do this, and I am doing it and following through with it. So if you've been listening and you have yet to like or subscribe to our pages, please go to our Facebook, our Instagram, our YouTube. Give it a like, a subscribe, and a share. Let other people know about it. Maybe there's someone in your life you may know that could use just a little bit of inspiration from someone who is just an average Joe. That is me. Share it. Let other people know about it. And let's just keep this positive energy going into 2021. Let's keep grinding. Let's keep working. Let's stay disciplined. Okay, guys? So I told you your daily discipline for today. It is to stay on pace. Figure out the pace that you need to be on in your life and stay on that pace. Like I said, guys, please share, subscribe, and like to our Facebook, our Instagram, and our YouTube, and the streaming platforms that you can find our podcast on. So thank you so much. Day 52 in the books. I'm your host, Scott. This is the Defining Discipline podcast. Make sure you guys stay disciplined. Peace out, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Day 20 of the God Bod Challenge. It is February 21st. I'm a little worn out, but hey. It is what it is, right? Back up a little bit more, get this carpet. Okay. 20 in the books.